Hey guys, and welcome back to Eden. So, let's just jump right back in. Lavie didn't seem to be boasting, merely stating a matter of fact. She seemed to have gotten quite used to this line of work. Had she risen to her current rank on skill alone, just as I had? You seem to have done well yourself. I looked into it a little, but I couldn't tell when or where Callus disappeared at all. I see. So she missed Sion's little escape because she was looking into that? No. Since Sion had gathered all the soldiers' attention, it must have made it easier for whoever cleaned up after us to move. Even so... What? You sound like you're quite enthusiastic about Sion, but you've never met her, have you? Do you believe in the destruction of the world? What are you talking about? Never mind, just answer. Her serious, unwavering gaze was proof enough that she wasn't joking or trying to confuse me. In that case, I should give her a serious answer as well. I feel something of an omen. There were frequent earthquakes and floods, followed by severe droughts in places that didn't usually suffer such disasters. Electromagnetic interference, which rendered radar and other transmissions useless, plagued the airwaves. I had also heard of all sorts of strange phenomena in the field, too. Still, the idea that the world will be destroyed doesn't feel very real. But the world will perish. There is almost no time left. The people that believe that have spent the last 100 years running themselves into the ground, advancing the Earth evacuation project to escape from that destruction. Sion, the world will be saved because she was here. After the Great War that happened nearly 100 years ago, the population dropped drastically. Chaos reigned for a long time. However, the majority of the surviving humans have already embarked for space. It's the ships that she created that will give humanity a future among the stars. She may have protected mankind, but she doesn't have the strength to protect herself. That's why we are here. You and I have strength, the strength to kill others. Just as I thought. Lavie wasn't afraid of me because murder is a deep sin, but to protect her, I'll kill without a moment's hesitation. She and I were the same. This is how it should be, right, Warrant Officer Roharuna? Indeed it should. But you are lying. Lying? She inquired with a blank face. People aren't strong enough to fight for someone they've never met. Humans like that shouldn't exist. How would you know? Then, who have you fought for? Someone important isn't that obvious. Sion may be someone you deem worthy of respect, but don't you actually have someone else important to you? Don't talk like you know everything. I'll apologize if I've rubbed you the wrong way. I don't really want an apology. She shook her head and took a step towards me, then held out her hand at me. What? Let me borrow your gun. Don't you have your own? Mine isn't ready to fire, just give me yours. I pulled back on the slide once and placed it in her hand. Thanks. Well, I expected this. Lavie took the gun I handed her and then deliberately turned it back on me. Oh God, Lavie, no! Didn't anyone ever teach you not to point a gun at someone in the shooting range? Sorry, but I was thrown into combat without sufficient training. How unexpected. Same here. We both dropped silent and stared each other down. The muzzle was aimed straight at my brow. Lavie's slender finger was resting on the trigger, and of course the safety was off. There was no way I could dodge at this range. Death was so close I could taste it. Yet I was so calm it shocked me. I didn't even shake. You're a strange one. I don't think you're one to talk. At least get a little scared. Or are you confident you could pull something off in this situation? Well, I have no intention of dying here. Besides, Why should I be scared when I know you won't pull the trigger? Lavie gave a brief laugh and lowered the barrel. Yeah, you're not that far off. For now, I'll put in some time at the range and give some thought as to who's important to me in my life. It's not bad to take a look back once in a while. Hey, Warrant Officer Haruna. Yes? I'm actually a pretty bad shot. Since you were at the training academy recently, think you can give me some pointers? It's not really my forte, but we are buddies after all. Thanks, I appreciate it. I stood beside her as she smiled a little. As I observed her posture, it occurred to me. At the very least, Lavie seemed more trustworthy than the Major. I devoted the whole morning to practice. In the afternoon, I took care of an errand and returned to my room. When I returned, I had nothing in particular to do and flopped down on my bed. This is how it should be, huh? I couldn't say for sure if she was correct, but Lavie firmly believed that she was. She was trying to believe in it. We were soldiers, so we would do anything the Major ordered us to, and would kill anyone no matter who they may be. Be it a colleague or a civilian, anyone. That's how people like Lavie and I have always done things. I shut my eyes. I was on the night shift tonight, so I guessed I should sleep while I could, even if it was only a little. Ro, are you here? Come in. I roused myself from bed. Alicia came into the room carrying that old-fashioned radio in her arms. Oh my, were you sleeping? Not at all. Never mind that. Why did you come to see me all of a sudden? Alicia hadn't come to my room since she first guided me to it. What do you mean? Of course it would be about this. She presented the radio in her hands to me. It's not fixed. It was fixed just fine, but why did you not bring it to me directly? No particular reason. In the end, I asked a passing soldier to bring the repaired radio back to her last night. The truth was, I did have good reason. I cannot properly thank you if you do not bring it back to me yourself, now can I? That's why I didn't do it. Although I could have gone to see her easily, it would have been kind of awkward to hand over the radio and be thanked. Honestly, you are one incomprehensible man. But thank you very much. Now I can listen to it again. She gave me a great big smile. Don't worry about it. May I sit over there? She pointed at the bed and I nodded. Please excuse me then. I took a seat on the sofa myself. You are really handy, aren't you, Ro? Even though I fixed it, you can't possibly get good reception here. And are there even any broadcast stations left on Earth? Government broadcasts generally make it through, and sometimes a few commercial broadcasts, and some stations will come in spurts. Occasionally, a satellite will pass over some radio waves from space will reach it. It is quite splendid. I see. Oh, and one more thing. She smiled and presented a package to me. What's this? Have you eaten lunch yet? Not yet. Actually, I guess I didn't eat breakfast either. I went to the shooting range as soon as I woke up, so breakfast completely slipped my mind. That's no good. The body is an asset to a soldier. We must eat properly. I know. So please, eat this. It is but a meager expression of my gratitude. It was a sandwich. Egg, ham, lettuce with cucumber and salmon, huh? I'll graciously accept. Yes, please do. Aw, she's so cute. She has a little beauty mark too, I didn't notice. Actually, she has a beauty mark in the same spot that I have one. I stuffed my cheek with a mouthful of the sandwich. Oh, this is pretty good. Oh? What do you mean by oh? I was being glared at. I was joking. I'm not very good at giving genuine compliments. No, it really is delicious. When I said that as seriously as I could, her mood changed. Her angry face is kinda cute. Thank you very much. But I may have made made too little for a man. It's plenty. But I didn't think you were good at cooking as well. I cook every day. I prepare Scion's meals. You don't just carry in food from the dining hall? Nope, I make it myself. There is a chance that the dining hall food could be poisoned. She just said something outrageous ever so casually, but I suppose it wasn't unexpected. Have things like that happened before? It has been attempted only once. As Scion's intuition is particularly sharp, we got by without further ado. Some people do prefer more traditional methods after all. Come to think of it, you mentioned you used to be in the Special Forces. Do you know how to deal with poisonings? Poison is out of my range of expertise. The art of assassination was drilled into me when I joined GAT, but I was only taught the fundamental varieties of poisons and how to counteract them. It'd be hard pressed to say I knew enough to teach others. Wait, didn't you say this was a safe place? It is a safe place for you. Nobody really comes near you anyway, right? Could you not have a smile on your face while you talk about how disliked I am? It was true that only Lavie, Alicia, and Major Inaba conversed with me directly. All the other soldiers and staff tended to keep their distance. It was like this while I was in GAD, and at the training academy as well, but it was especially brutal here. I secretly suspect the Major might be running his mouth to everyone. That is quite possible. He does go around and harass people for no good reason. One time, the maid uniform I had in my dresser was switched out for a sailor uniform. So what did you do? I still wore it. I knew it. The Major was who he was, but this maid had quite a few issues as well. Well, he is indeed the sort to spare no effort when he teases you. Don't give me that. I'm fine with being ignored, but I won't stand for any unjustified resentment being thrown my way. This wasn't exactly a normal workplace. Most of the people walking around here were carrying guns. It will be okay, Ro. I still like you. Thank you. It was a questionable comment that seemingly came out of nowhere, but I decided not to linger on it. Besides, if anyone tried to attack you, there is no doubt they would have the tables turned on them. There is no guarantee of that, but I'm not some superhero out of a manga. I'd be out cold if someone struck me from behind. You cannot simply get a zing and sense their presence? What exactly is a zing? You say you are from the Special Forces, but you are relatively normal. What exactly were you expecting out of the Special Forces? Mildly surprised, I stuffed more sandwich into my mouth. Members of the Special Forces might know some uncommon combat techniques and may have a little more stamina, but we were no super soldiers. There were, of course, also times where members had died of the dullest things. In that case, shall I expect it of you? Expect it of me? Alicia smiled and pressed the switch on the radio, but all we could hear was soft static. My, the reception does appear to be poor, and after you went through the trouble of fixing it. I have a favorite radio program, but I rarely get to listen to it. Alicia. Yes. No matter what you expect of me, I can't do anything. I'm the kind of person who can only do as ordered. That is not quite right, is it? She smiled kindly and shook her head gently. You tried to protect me, didn't you? Was that not of your own free will? Your innate kindness? It wasn't as if I put any profound thought into trying to protect her last night. I wouldn't go so far as to call it a lapse in judgment, but it did seem impulsive of me. If things really turn dangerous, I may have abandoned you and escaped alone.
Lies. That is without a doubt a lie.
She gently brushes her wrist.
When you squeezed my hand, Ro, it suddenly occurred to me. This is a person who would risk their life to protect someone.
You're overestimating me.
Your eyes were gentle at that time. I was actually quite afraid of you, so much that it sometimes felt like I was paralyzed when I looked in your eyes.
That's a normal reaction. I've killed too many people, more than I can count. I'm not capable of being a decent person. There was no need to be. In order to take the lives of others, you must first kill your own heart. That is where it all begins.
No, you can still retrace your steps. Your kind self is still within you. You are someone who should retrace your steps.
Why?
For Natsume's sake as well.
An ear-piercing shriek rang in my ears. The deafening hum rattled my psyche so much that I felt like the world was about to shatter around me. Did Major Inaba tell you that?
No, I knew Natsume. She was a precious friend.
You don't have any further business with me, correct? I crumpled up the now empty paper bag. I'm on the night shift tonight. I'd like to get some sleep, so...
Ah, sorry. I apologize for intruding you for so long.
Or intruding on you. She picked up the radio and bowed quickly.
Good night, then.
Yeah, the sandwich was delicious.
Thank you very much.
She bowed once more and quietly left the room. She knew Natsume? My mind slowly devolved into chaos. Wait, why hadn't I pressed the question? She knew Natsume. I couldn't ignore what she said. No, ignoring it was impossible. Sis. Natsume was my sister. And 7 years ago she was taken away. I hadn't seen her since.
We'll probably never meet again. I still remember how somber her voice was when she said that.
Alicia was walking the corridor thinking over the words she had suddenly remembered.
Which side would Haruna take?
It had been on her mind for a while now, but it appeared as if the answer had come forth on its own.
He hadn't forgotten about Natsume. His memories had surely distorted over the past several years, and they were likely fading little by little, but a shadow of Natsume still remained in Haruna's heart. Thank goodness!
Those words accidentally escaped her lips. They were directed both at her and towards herself. Haruna, just maybe he could.
Huh?
Suddenly, there was a snag in her step. She placed a hand to the wall, braced herself, and somehow maintained her balance.
Oh my! What am I doing?
Her breathing was labored. Sweat ran down her forehead and back. How troubling, now of all times!
I have yet to take in the laundry, too.
Alicia smiled nonetheless. It was almost a point of pride for her, who had resolved to smile no matter what. Why was I in such a place? I leaned against the wall and pondered. The sound of Scion striking her keyboard was all that could be heard in this room, which could not be called all too spacious. Her slender white hands continued moving, never halting. I wonder...
Yes?
No, it's nothing. Did I disturb you?
You're fine.
What I'm doing right now doesn't require much thought. Scion did not stop typing as she answered. Why don't you sit down? Do you intend to keep standing like that until your shift ends in the morning? I'm fine, it's no problem. I responded, still leaning against the wall.
In the days when I was wandering from battlefield to battlefield, there were times when I would continuously walk for 10 days while moving from one front to the next. It didn't bother me much. If you're fine, then don't talk to yourself. It's creepy. That was terribly rude of me. Yes, quite. It didn't seem like I'd be able to get used to these circumstances. My partner Lavie was standing alert in the adjacent parlor as always. If you were to ask why I was alone in Scion's off-limit room, would you mind if I weren't simply talking to myself but had a question? Anything, so long as it isn't vulgar. This girl really did have a sharp tongue on her. So what is it? Is Alicia okay? Alicia appeared to be in bad shape when she was resting in the medical office. The Major had wanted me to stay by Scion's side since Alicia would be out for the night. I could not refuse when the Major requested that of me. Does this happen to her often? Almost never. She doesn't carry a physician's license, but she is trained in medicine. She can deal with most issues on her own. I see. Scion's manner of talking was quite mechanical, like there was no emotion in it. It was like she had more feeling in her voice the other night, or maybe there was just more majesty to it. Wait, so you're saying that she's never in such bad shape that she can't treat herself? She seems to be quite fatigued lately. Straight to the point, she didn't even seem concerned about Alicia. But this is all the time that I have for this episode, guys, so if you liked it, please give it a big thumbs up down below. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!